Yes. So, people have been asking my take on this. So, for those of you who have been asleep at the wheel for the last 24 hours, Rockstar has released an official GTA 6 trailer that has crushed the world record, already amassing over 100 million views since its release only a few hours ago. Well done, Rockstar. Now, normally when I talk games, it's some article I'm smashing to bits written by some dopehead git trying to do some limp-wristed social engineering, trying to convince us some shaven gremlin is worthy of a shag and I know nothing about the game. This is not that. There is no article, and I am masterful level familiar with the GTA franchise. So if you've tuned in here expecting me to eloquently blitzkrieg this abomination of a trailer with my pretentious accent, oh boy are you going to be sorely disappointed, because I'm not going to be doing much of that. I'm going to give you an honest breakdown of my assessment of this trailer and the environment around it. If you haven't seen the trailer, why are you watching this video? I assume everyone who's clicking on this video has already done so. The game is set in Vice City. After more than 2 decades, we are returning to the arguably most beloved playground in the game's franchise, and therein lies the first faceplant. It's not simply the location, it's the time period. The neon lights, the suits, the cars, the cocaine, and of course, the music. People love the style of the 1980s. The one thing that Vice City and San Andreas did really well was write a compelling story encapsulating the essence of the period, often inspired by Hollywood's own depictions, such as Scarface and Miami Vice, to Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society, and accompanying this was the satirical humor the brand has become so well known for. 4 and 5, in an effort to become next-gen, focus more on the game's looks and world, but ultimately would sacrifice much of the quirky charm and storytelling prowess that made Vice City and San Andreas such colossal titans of gaming history. It's rather ironic the game was designed to look like it should be taken more seriously, but the stories of Vice City and San Andreas were far more compelling. Now 4 and 5 maybe sold more copies, naturally after the success of Vice City and San Andreas, but gun to their heads I don't know many fans that would choose 4 and 5 over Vice City and San Andreas. And largely, I chalk that up to when the game was set. 4 and 5 were set in the modern day, and we play games to escape reality and get lost in a different world. Our world is already so stupid and beyond parody that trying to satirize what we already have trouble trying to distinguish from actual satire makes a game set in the modern world bland at best and depressing at worst. It's why if you look at the trailer, aside from the ones that feature the game's protagonist, the events featured in it, those aren't satirizing pieces of Vice City excess. No, those are real-life events they just put into the trailer, which to me comes off as lazy writing. There's nothing original there. Not exactly a great start. The other reaction that I saw spark quite a few negative reactions is the demographics, particularly the degeneracy of a particular demographic. Half of the trailer looks like a modern-day music video of a genre that I wouldn't even classify as music because I have taste and functioning ears. Now let's be honest here for a moment, shall we? Aside from the classlessness, that reaction is due to political interference and pattern recognition. If you have the all-seeing monocle over the last couple of years, you will naturally come to associate anything that isn't European as inferior quality. Why? Because everything that features non-European demographics is put on a damn pedestal for that reason. The pedestal also happens to be made of shite, and so when you see an overrepresentation of that demographic in anything, alarms go off and you see red flags freaking everywhere. This is the work of social engineering morons whose meddling has made European supremacy look more justified and credible, so well done there. Degeneracy was never a problem. Heaven's sake, it's GTA. Hell, I'll even go so far as saying this. If you remove much of the melanated variety, definitely got rid of the one on the car roof, replaced the one on all fours with, say, a dancing Latina chick, because it's Vice City after all, no one would bat an eye, and you all know this. Banging hookers has been a staple of the game since 3. Hell, you had strip clubs in it since Vice City. I remember the name, the pole position, because Cortez's daughter Mercedes asked you to take her there when Diaz comes on the boat. There's a dancer in the San Andreas trailer, which is still the best trailer by the way. Guns N' Roses' Welcome to the Jungle doing a lot of heavy lifting there. In 4, you have Nico help Dwayne take back a club. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. Same thing in 5, Trevor takes over a club. I can't remember the name of that one there either. You know what really says something about the games that I can't recall much of anything about the recent ones, but the ones I played almost 2 decades ago I can remember in rather vivid detail. Wonder why that is. Same red flags that the trailer starts off with a woman, and we've been plagued with unrelatable girl boss characters that everyone hates for quite some time now. Again, this is due to the political environment. If you look at this game over 20 years, the game has been loaded with ethnic diversity from the very beginning, because, shocker, every demographic has criminal elements. You've had Yardis, Latino and ghetto gangsters, Eastern Europeans, Italian mobsters, Cubans, Haitians, Asian triads, the Yakuzas. It's one franchise that was never lacking for representation. Hell, if diversity and inclusion was a mission objective, then you can tout GTA as a prime example of how you do that well. But again, thanks to these social engineering shitheads and activists plaguing every facet of the entertainment sector and tainting everything that isn't European with a stench we all assume is bad news, many people are looking at this trailer and expecting the worst, when in previous eras, no one would have said shit. At the very least, the female protagonist looks like she takes dick rather than have one. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.